Good morning, everyone out in YouTube land. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I'll show you around here. Now here is something very interesting laying here under the fence. This, I believe, is the skin of a snake. That was a long snake. He was just feeling kind of crowded, and he had to slither out of his skin so he could keep on growing. Fascinating, huh? Go in closer, see if you can see the little scales. So I'm looking at the very tip that would have been his tail. That would have been covering his tail right here. Don't think it's a rattlesnake. You see how it's real tapered here, right here at the end? Right here. So I don't think it's a rattlesnake. Very beautiful though, huh? God's creation. I have here a map of Colorado, and I'm going to show you what I have seen so far. First I came up this area here, up to Cortez, over to Durango, then on the high mountain pass, beautiful passes, up and over, and down into Ouray. Then I went through Ridgeway, up to Montrose, turned east, and went along this road to Gunnison. Then I went from Gunnison to Salida, and from Salida to Cañon City. Both nice towns. Well, all nice towns, actually. But these two really caught my attention. Then I went down here and up toward Colorado Springs, up the backside through Black Forest and up behind this area here and up to Aurora. That's where my sister lives, in Aurora. So I've been camping here for a few days, and then I went on a trip, took the same road back to Colorado Springs and up to Woodland Park, Lake George, and 11 Mile Reservoir, and came back. Went from Colorado Springs down to Pueblo this way. Then took another trip up to Cañon City and Salida because I liked it so much. Came back this way. Stayed at the Pueblo State Park, Lake Pueblo, and took this road out to Silvercrest and Westcliff. From Westcliff I went down to Gardner. That's some of the most beautiful scenery I've seen, from Westcliff to Gardner and down to Walsenburg. I also took a trip from Walsenburg down to La Vida and back, then up the highway to Colorado City and up to the little town of Rye. Rye is the only town so far that I've found a cabin that would fit my purposes. Funny thing about the cabin is that it's 900 square feet, and the CCNRs in that area say that the cabin has to be 1,700 square feet. So if you were to buy that cabin, you would have to immediately start to build a larger home or you'd have to add on to the cabin, which is not on my agenda. Then I headed back to Pueblo. I took a trip out toward the east. When I almost got to Rocky Ford, the road was closed. So I headed back to Pueblo. I came back up to Colorado Springs and back up through the Black Forest up to Aurora. So far I've seen quite a bit of central southern Colorado, and it is beautiful. The scenery that you see here, you cannot even describe in words. So be sure and check out my other videos of where I have documented these travels. Here's our campsite today. Got my chairs here and my solar panel hooked up to my Jackery. It can power about 25 to 50% of the Jackery in one day. Because of course here in Colorado we have quite a few hours of cloudiness. You know, they say it's be 93 degrees in Denver, and yet the clouds come over and it doesn't stay that hot all day, which is nice, but also you don't get as much solar power into your battery as you would if it was hot and sunny all day. That's it for today, guys. We'll talk to you later. Remember, 2020 is the year of victory. Jesus loves you. He's the exact image of the invisible God. Whatever it is you need in life, Jesus has it for you. Do you know that he fulfilled all of the promises in the Old Testament, the promises about the Messiah? It's a very fascinating study. Look it up online if you're interested. How many of the Jewish prophecies did Jesus fulfill about the Messiah? You'll be amazed. I'll see you next time. Be sure and subscribe, like, comment, ring the bell, and adios.